this is likely not a matchup that Sebi has prepared for quite a lot. So he's gonna have to figure it out as he goes, I'm assuming. Have you played this matchup at all?
No, I have not. I have not. I think like Cruz was probably the only person that played that matchup.
Yeah, closer on whoever's matched into
Yeah.
him in rank.
I
No,
mean, yeah.
that is very interesting though. Like Black Purple Luffy has a fairly good ability. It's just a shame that right now the format is revolving around some different leaders, but it's generally been alright into 6K leaders before, so I guess it can be adjusted to somewhat deal with Ace. Um, Let me see whether there's some cool tools to deal with Emo too.
Yeah, I mean, we have the deck list. I mean, Sebi didn't, but there is Magellan in it, which is like the emu counter, or at least that's what they try to do. Play it
Hmm.
for the emo matchup, so you don't get to 10 down when you want to be at 10.
That is very fair, and we also have the ability to become a 7K leader, making the 7 swings from Emu, like, still not great, but a lot less terrifying than normally.
That is true,
I
yeah.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. That's basically just shifting the timing a bit and delaying the inevitable when, like, the terrifying five elders are assembled together like a Power Ranger squad. Um, Game starts with the 7 cost stage on board for Sebi. Obviously, this is not a fast enough game where it forces you to play Marijoa, and there's no removal of 7 cost stages outside the Emo Mirror match. So,
Yeah.
fully sensible. And we drop Searcher into Searcher, getting rid of God knows what from hand. That it seemed like an alt art of something I don't really know. And then we draw a card of that Searcher with Nemo's busted ability to let you either trash one card from hand or trash one Celestial Dragon from board in order to draw a card, which is it's kind of good because otherwise that
Kind of, yeah.
Sharia Searcher would be fucking horrible. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it would be annoying if you would
Mhm.
go to minus on her. It would maybe be fair.
Yeah, I don't know if fair would go
But
that far. It would be definitely horrible. Um, okay, Cruiser doing the thing. Zoro, in order to be able to trigger lead ability and swing hard with leader while we kind of ramp around. So good things all in all.
yeah,
Um,
I think an
Go on, sorry.
interesting, yeah, I was about to say that with this event that you just picked up, interesting interaction here is that we could clear the 6 cost Luffy's with the Equilibrium, whatever it's called event,
Hmm.
because it kills 6 cost base, and usually there
Yeah,
are 7Ks with the Luffy ability. And the Luffy has so much value that you might actually want to do that, like killing it with the
that does
event.
make sense. It's a huge tempo swing in not your favor. So we do have that specific problem, but it's probably worth doing so.
Yeah, usually it only comes up against like Sabo, where you clear their 6 cost Sabo. But this matchup it could come up, especially because it's so early, and all you want to do is like survive till 10 down in this matchup.
That is very, very valid. And Krulsor is now on his 5th turn. That it's actually 6. So yeah, buff Luffy, swing 6 at life, and we do get a. I almost said Manchery, but no, it's the other. The other
Sherry.
black one, one cost value card, Shirahoshi.
Yeah, even better. It doesn't even cost like an activation. It's just
Hmm.
1 cost.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a lot better. You just need to rest yourself. Uh,
I did think about playing Moncherie before,
I
but
don't hate it. It does feel like it can help you get there in some scenarios, but Tudon is an investment and you only kind of get to use her once. So
yeah, it's the 2 down, but also like it's the 1K, of course. So like Shiroshi being a 2K, of course, is a lot better.
mhm. Yeah, and
Otherwise it would be better because like either getting a card from your opponent and getting a card yourself, then you would always choose to take a card yourself as Emo because every card you have is so valuable. But yeah, Moshiri unfortunately just doesn't make it.
Yeah, and it does a lot of it would do a lot of tricks with the searcher, right? Like you get to basically pick up Saturn, play the Saturn, trash the Saturn, and you get +1 card in hand out of the whole situation, which is kind of what you need in some scenarios. So it's good, and it lets you dig a bit deeper for those 10 cards if you really need them. So it is very tempting. It's just not enough deck building space to slot in random 1K, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, he does do it. He does clear the 6 drop, which makes sense. I think if you don't have like a better play, especially on 6 ton, like you're only gonna play one body this turn, and it's like Masters a turn, or like you could play Nashjo and just keep it standing. I think just getting rid of it entirely is pretty good.
Yeah, that does make quite a bit of sense. We do now have about 6 cards in hand, right? Which means that we are susceptible to a Nico Robin to make our hand size slightly smaller.
Yeah, that Robin
Uh,
is definitely annoying. Okay, but it is another Luffy.
that's also relatively annoying, and this time we do have a 7K leader, so that's gonna be a 5-7 swing. The only decision to be made here is which one of the cards is gonna be the one we counter with, because yeah, very obviously the 7 is gonna be a lot harder, and we might need to take quick check on whether he's going for the 5K, but I think he's all right with leaving
Yeah, going
Saturn
face
sticking around.
going face here makes a lot more sense. Like you don't really care about the 5k body on board.
Yeah, worth a check though. Always worth a check. Better to be clear with these things. Okay. You know, it's a funny thing. I basically got my Emu deck built, but I don't own an Emu leader yet, so I'm gonna have to be asking my London community for a leader.
Nice.
Uh, I didn't manage to open one, either myself or Claudia, on the pre-release, so I'm hoping that in tomorrow's one I managed to pick one up. Um,
I mean, I don't
okay.
have the like I have 0 cards of the deck, but I have it in Japanese. Does it count?
Yeah, sure.
I have 1 more month to get it. That should be enough.
Mhm. You're almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there. Okay, now is when things are gonna get fairly interesting. Because Sebi is on the 8 done turn, right? So Krulser's game plan is gonna be heavily reliant on whether he can find that unsearchable Magellan and drop it.
Yeah, just going double walker is pretty strong. Because like
Oh,
swinging
those.
here feels kind of weird now for Cruiser. Because you just draw 2 cards now.
Yeah, that is not where you want to be whatsoever when you got this in front, and there's not many tools. If had it been a single blocker, it would not have been that horrible, because I guess you could have maybe dropped a Sanji and move on. But now yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a bunch of sevens though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if he uses the ability of the Luffy here. I would assume he doesn't, but maybe he does. Depends how many cards he has in hand. It's gonna be quite expensive, and like next turn with Nashju and the 10 drop, like
Yeah,
your board is gonna be pretty contested.
it doesn't look like it's happening, and maybe we do have that 5 cost Magellan to thwart
That would be the
Sebi's
best, yeah.
situation a bit.
If he has the yeah, that's the best
Hmm.
play, yeah.
Pick of the devil, and that will delay us just about enough not to be able to start the horrible shenanigans this deck is hated for. I mean, the most fun plays that you can do with Imu. Sorry, that slipped. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, now the pressure, like the problem is that we have no pressure as Sebi because he was like playing for the 10 cost with the double walkery. If instead last turn we maybe had
Noshiro?
we had no, last turn we had Jupiter and then we didn't pop our own Saturn, we would have a lot of pressure still on the board, and then this Nashu would be a 7k, so we could contest board. Now it looks a bit rough, and we can still do
Yeah,
7 at like the 7ks and reduce them.
yeah, that is very fair. I guess that's gonna eat away 2 cards out of Closer's hand. We do know that he's been getting enough resources of life early on, which maybe is part of the problem. It's kind of tricky because I'm not too sure what your dynamic is into this matchup, where you might just want to start them and minimize the possibilities of them actually finding that Magellan. There we go, 2k, 1k.
I mean, the question is if Sebi expected him to play it or not. Maybe didn't expect him to play it.
That is a very fair point. This is something that you would see on the regular purple version of Luffy, but I guess nobody really can expect what to come from Black Purple when it's not a very established thing on meta. Okay. Unfortunately, Mr. Secret dies a terrible death, and Cruiser has now still very respectable swings,
And
but we
now,
need to deal with a one-cost event. That's probably going to be Radical Beam, right?
now we play double Magellan. How funny would that be?
Oh my. I think it would be a lot more funny for you and me than for Sebi.
Yeah. Double Magellan now, just be stuck at 9 Don.
Very, very clearly. Yeah, it's somewhat annoying because it's not quite enough to do the trick. That was 2 cuts out of hand for an 8 for a 7k swing.
Yeah, now we could
Alright.
maybe do the ability.
Yeah, I feel like 7799. It's not a bad plan at all.
Yeah, he's tapped out. He doesn't have many cards in hand, and we want to find a way to close the game. So now I would probably like do the ability.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 8-8. Maybe he wants to keep up like a giant or something. But 9-9 would also be very painful. I only has one card in hand or two.
Okay. Huh.
And then you could just do 7-7.
Do we do we clear that Nojira? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good because then at least he only gets to reduce one of the 7Ks.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I wouldn't have hated not swinging that final swing.
Oh, I mean, it gets alive, so I don't think it makes a difference. Like, either way, it's gonna get alive.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So if you don't swing, you have to kill them from 2 life and 2 blockers, so I think it's good. Because
Okay.
now something like Usohachi opens up.
I suppose so, but if you don't swing and keep the Luffy standing, you get to protect him off of Nushiro, I guess, and they need to kill the other Luffy, which is giving you some value, right? But those 2 swings might be more relevant, and they would be on 1 card in hand, 2 cards in hand if they KO something after this, but 1 card in hand otherwise. Now it's a bit different. And I guess you did take the life ahead, so it's somewhat fine. It's more the case of now having to defend that rush Luffy in order to be able to swing twice.
I mean, it doesn't seem difficult to defend him if you have the. Yeah, if you have Giant.
I mean, well, it's gonna get down to a 5k now, right? So even if we have Giant to defend it, we need another Giant on the way back.
It's a purple Luffy deck, they always have it.
Oh no, that is good as well. It's a good alternative to Giant.
It doesn't draw cards, but it's 6k counter.
Yeah, that could let us defend this Luffy a bit more effectively, because otherwise just getting another 9 swing into him is not great. Yep. 2 cards in hand for Sebi.
I mean,
One life
he
to
needs
block.
to clear it, otherwise, like Usohachi or something will just end the game. Resting Valkyrie, and then he has 4 swings.
Mhm. Yeah, but like the best clear he can do is a 6k into a 5. That's. I think I just leave one on app and swing 5. Oh no, it's bigger. It's bigger. Uh,
Yeah.
is it 9 minus 3? It's a 6, right?
It's probably +1 from the stage.
Oh, okay, that's a 7. Okay,
Yeah.
then a bit more respectable, I guess. Cruiser did give the Usahachi.
I mean,
Does he
yeah,
have another
it's
one?
having the Luffy on board is definitely better than having Usohachi in it. Probably doesn't have another one. Otherwise, you would just insta play it.
Maybe Sanji Rusher? That would be
That would
kind of
also
horrible.
work. That would also work, yeah.
He has a 7-3 split, so maybe Sanji Blocker is the way to go. Sorry, Sanji Rusher is the way to go here. While they do make some decisions, like what do you think of Morgans as the like I guess low cost 5 cost Sabo of the deck?
I wanted to play him in Emu. I had him in my Emu list for a bit.
It feels like a very good consistency tool for black decks. Like
I mean, with Emu, it's just nice because you have so like your 3 costs, especially in the mirror, like the 4 costs that become 3, are so important that I thought like Susi like kind of sucks. Like I wasn't a Carlos fan. Vivi also doesn't do the job, and then I have 12 2Ks, and so I felt like I had space. And but now I'm a Carlos believer, so no space. But back then, um, like getting the cycle is pretty good, but also like a 3 cost 4K body isn't like horrible if you wanted to swing with it. Like if you have like
yeah.
one dono, like especially when you're going like first with the 1 cost stage,
Mhm.
like on 7 for example, you have one don left usually, so you
Yeah,
could just
that
swing like an extra swing, but it's also a blocker, so it's good into like Zoro. It also stops you from losing to Mars in the mirror, so you get to cycle.
hmm That's very fair.
So there was a lot of reasons for it why it could be okay, but I feel like it's not making it.
This is a very annoying situation for Black Purple because they do need to drop something in order to don't minus to something rested or waste a huge amount of value on Don.
Yeah, that's
And
always annoying that they had the same problem when I played B Luffy and Sanji. Just don't want to drop the Don, but you have nothing to play.
yeah, which cards could we be having here? Like that don't amount to anything. I guess if you have a searcher, you just play the searcher for the sake of it because why not?
Yeah.
Uh, so we probably don't have neither a law nor a when you're at sea, you see pirates, you fight pirates card to be dealing with. Another Rush Luffy would probably get insta played as well. And honestly, just even Magellan right now feels like a very annoying card, right? Because Sebi did KO the previous one. So it
Yeah.
would
But if
negate the
you,
flow a bit.
I don't think Kuruzo can play for another turn. So if you,
No.
so you just have to go for game.
Mhm. Yeah. So very likely we do not have a Nusohachi. We do not have um, any of the searchers, and we do not have a Rush Sanji because those options would be pretty much immediately just dropped.
I mean, we didn't leave it on up, so we don't have an event in hand. And if the life is event, then that is a brick. So maybe we can just go for game anyways. Like we need to connect 4 swings, but we do have 4 swings, so
Yeah. We just need to split things evenly. It seems like we do need to Dawn set up for restand Luffy, and we have 9 if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
So
we have 9 done.
that leaves us 7. So you just start with a yeah, you just start 9 with that. That recovers you 2 of the Dawn, and you can use the rested one for Beer Luffy to get a bit more. interest out of your back, I suppose. Nine block draw.
Yeah.
9.
Then 9, 10.
Yeah. Does Sebi have it for this 9?
He needs to get out of 1, 9, so he could just take it if he has the
Uh,
counter.
oh no, like now it's gonna be 2 10s, right?
Can't I do math?
Yeah, you just
9.
remove the 2 don't assign to Secret Luffy.
But yeah, it's 2 10s. I didn't do math.
Math is for weak people, is fine.
Yeah.
Block, and that's the final 10. 2k,
Yeah,
2k, 2k.
yes.
Yep,
The
that's
2Ks.
enough. We go to 11, and that is game for Sebi, who had one brick in hand, but life did help him by getting him the final 2k up top. I mean, that was good lethal math. Not gonna lie, like Cruiser did what he needed to do, and it wasn't quite enough to get rid of Imu, but solid effort and an A for the try, and we'll see what game 2 brings to us.
Yeah, even though we had quite a good start, we rammed into 6 cos Luffy and then 6 cos Luffy and rush Luffy and the second rush Luffy. That was quite good, yeah. And
Yeah,
the
unfortunately,
Magellan.
first Beer Luffy died the terrible death to
It-
the one cost event, and that might have been kind of just enough to push things back. Plus the double blocker, War Curry. Definitely not what you want to see on this deck.
yeah, I mean, the Valkyrie was annoying, but with the Magellan, it was kind of okay again.
Yeah, same that he did have to use his Hachi to defend the Rush Luffy. But this is kind of what I liked before as well. I feel like if we just leave the 7k standing, we might have a cleaner shot at this. And it's tricky because it feels very unintuitive not to use that.
But then, like, you rest one blocker, but he also has one more life.
Yeah, but he doesn't get to draw the card of the blocker, right? Like you basically rest the blocker that matters.
Yeah, I think I would have swung anyways and just played because he can't defend it. So he got the life and still
Yeah,
added down 2 swings.
yeah, but we would be on 1 card in hand, right, afterwards, or 2 cards rather than 3. So the life is there, but the net is the same. You get rid of the blocker and the extra card, so he basically will need to defend. That's slightly, like you have slightly better edges to like start maybe with an easy 7 or something. 7 you do get also dual bonus. I mean, it is a lot of like thinking forward, right? But if you do have Daruso Hachi and you manage to leave it there, you might be able to go through. I'm not sure if he would have been able to defend the Beer Luffy though. So slightly complicated. Yeah, probably wouldn't really have mattered that much. Okay, classic search start that somehow doesn't net you card disadvantage thanks to Imu being Imu.
Yeah, I love the deck. I get so happy when I see it.
Oh, we got Sebi on chat as well. He still thinks it's better to play this stage over the other one.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so as well. Like you're just gonna get 1 turn of delay on the whole situation. It's not that bad.
I mean, people say that you play like the different stages because of the 10 drop, but if you play like a 10 drop on 9 here, then you just die. Not like you can suddenly just play like a 10 drop on 9. You
Yeah.
just die anyways. And I mean, if you're going first, your opponent has to have double Magellan for it to matter.
And you do need to take a lot of advantage of those extra dawn, right? Like you cannot really afford to not use those dawn to clear up on the 10 dawn turn.
The
So
the Wonka stage only matters when you need a lot of bodies. Like against aggro decks, you want a lot of like blockers, and like if you play Carlos and you want Mars on 5, then the Wonka stage matters. And then the mirror, of course, but Magellan doesn't change that.
fair enough. We do have found the other searcher. We search again, and we do a cheeky 5 into Cruiser, who, yeah, always enjoys having resources in hand, so he's gonna take it somewhat happily. And 2 dawn up, which could be signaling some level of eventing.
I mean, yeah, if your opponent's gonna take this thing anyways, might as well just leave the dawn up.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay.
Magellan on this turn would have been okay as well, because if your opponent's on 7, he can play 2 bodies. If he's on 6, he can only play 1.
Yeah, and that already delays the turn of inevitable before. Well, I guess no, but it lets you like chain Magellans, I suppose.
Yeah, you need, if you want to delay the 10 drop, you need the second Magellan, but just delaying the double body turn on 7 is also good.
Yeah, and it's always good to drop Magellan early, right? Because it's not really something your opponent is going to want to KO, so you can very easily just keep poking 6s or 7s with them. Trigger, Sebi doing his most yellow-like impression and feeling quite a bit of trash with the 5 elders at your service. And those are some interesting decisions to be made. We do have a 1k counter event, as well as
But the other one
a
is
2k.
is the other one the counter or just another search? Not
It might be
sure.
another search, actually. Yeah. Yeah, and then Workery and a 2k.
But yeah, this bot side already looks kinda bad. You're already playing the 10 drop a turn delay because you're first. Your opponent has a lot of pressure because he has the rusher. And you took your 4 cost away, so Jupiter this turn doesn't really do anything.
No.
And you can't really afford to Jupiter, to be fair. I think if you play Jupiter and tap out, then it's gonna be rough.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So we keep searching for more options and filling our trash. Counter event immediately shows up. But Sebi is under a bit of pressure right now. Cycle the event and keep moving. Oh no.
Maybe just Nasturo is the best play. You clear one body, you have like a pseudo blocker, and you keep some like done up. Yeah.
Of the devil again. Yeah.
You could do 5 at 5 and reduce the Sanji, or you go for the safe kill.
Yeah.
There's no way you ever do like 5 at 5 and then like 7 or something at Sanji. That's too risky.
Yeah, you just get rid of one of them. 7 lead. It's kind of scary because generally against this type of combo decks you would be happy to get some resources, but over here you could pretty much die the turn after this. There's still 2 turns to the 10 cost, but that 10 cost is gonna seal the deal pretty much immediately, so Cruiser needs to speed up
I mean, yes,
as much as possible.
quite a good board side because of the 7 cost Sanji, because like Sebi it just has no board. Like the Nacho needs to be dealt with because of the minus effect, but like if you start your board with no board on 9 done, your turn's like kinda bad. Because usually that's when you want to either have Jupiter already established or play Jupiter to just apply a lot of pressure. But this spot, like next turn, he's just gonna skip his own turn probably, search a bit, play some stuff, but then That's a bit too slow.
Okay, so that is Luffy returning back. And huh, what else do we want to do with those 4 Dawn?
Frankie maybe. Maybe the Morgans.
Yeah, but Frankie would down or Dawn right now, so maybe.
I could just play it anyways. But yeah, swings
Okay.
also work.
Yeah.
I want to see the double Magellan next turn. That's what I want to see. They
Okay,
might
so
use.
Nujiro survives the turn and Sebi's hand got down to 1. Very,
Yeah,
very committed to the bit, maybe a bit too committed.
that's not too horrible if you play like Jupiter and Valkyrie or something this turn. You clear the Sanji, you play some pressure, you get a blocker, keeps it on. It's not too bad.
I mean, yeah, but that means that you had one of those in hand and top deck the other one.
Yeah.
It's some it's some wishful thinking, I'm gonna say. That's gonna get rid of the Sanji. I suppose 9 into a 5. Or well, I mean, I guess Cruiser has taken every swing at life ever, so he can somewhat afford to defend it.
You could giant, but I mean, you could giant just to force your opponent to attach more Dawn and swing into it again, because otherwise your opponent just plays a 4-drop and passes turn, basically. Now Sebi's kind of forced to commit to another big swing, maybe. Because if this is a 7, then you could giant.
Okay, so huh. No setup whatsoever is not great.
And it goes
Yeah.
10. Yeah, and if this is... it's not giant, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
counter. But
Who cares?
he did skip his turn, kind of, because he had no setup.
Yeah. I yeah.
Now
I
double
guess it's
Magellan, I need it. But insta concede.
that is very, very fair. He might have them, honestly. He's gone through a lot of the deck. This is an annoying turn for Closer as well, because you kind of don't want to grant additional resources for this 10 turn, do you? You need to pressure, but you need to set up in a way that you can remove both of those blockers.
I mean, getting him to 1 here is kind of the goal. Like another
Maybe
rush.
Secret Luffy.
And
Yeah.
a Secret Luffy would be best. You could even use the
Closer knows
ability,
what's
maybe.
best. That's it. That means we do get another 7 swing.
I mean, if you survive 16, you could maybe use Rush Luffy ability.
Yeah.
Otherwise, but that would mean you have like giant in hand on the
I
last
mean,
3 cards.
that is not unheard of, is it? Last 4
Yeah,
cards, right? Because you do take 1 life, so
maybe 577 or no, yes, for me, done 5 left. You could do 677, keep it on. You could also just do 777 with the low
I
and
mean,
just keep
don't
not
you
on.
just go 7, and if they give you 2 cards, you
Yeah,
can go.
then you can do 5 or 6.
Yeah, but if they take this life, you can just go 10-10, I suppose. It's
You could. The question is if you should.
yeah, that is a very, very good question.
Like 10-10 on 5 cards with like them possibly playing like 12 2Ks. Not unlikely that they have it.
Yeah, that is very fair. But it is somewhat of a gamble, right? Okay. Yeah.
I think,
considerations being made.
I think he is not gonna do it.
I don't think so either.
It's cool. So I think he just pushes him to zero and passes turn.
I guess the question mark is whether he's gonna. I mean, he could just like go 7 again or 8 and leave 2 on up. And just say, I have 2 giants.
I kind of like the 7-7 or 6-7 maybe, or probably 7-7 with the law.
I think 5-7 is probably alright as well too.
Yeah, but then I would. But that fits then. I want to do 7-7. I'm greedy. I want to do 7-7 because I feel like you lose one body. That's it though, and then you get like a lot of cards from them. But he does
No,
it.
he's just going for it. Yep.
But why? Like if Sebi has counter for it, it's just game over.
Well, he does not. He had
It wasn't close.
4 bricks in hand. Yep, not even close to count. Maybe 5-7-7 actually killed him too. Uh,
Possibly, yeah. But I feel like it's still. I mean, even though like you could assume your opponent has a lot of bricks because like yeah, he has to have some tank cost, at least one, maybe some dead event from the 3 life. So it's not like unlikely that you kill him, but I think he just wins if he doesn't do it, and he loses if like the only way he loses this game is if a CBS counter. If he just swings 10 and passes turn, then I think he wins as well.
maybe he didn't have like any counter at all. He used a lot of 2Ks before.
Could be,
And
could be. I did
you
the
could
thing.
die on one, right? Like it's just 4 done for
Not
the 10
sure.
elders, and then you have like a 7 and a 6 plus 6 extra done. So that is a whole 19 done. So like 9-10. Maybe he just died to 9-10.
Could be.
Had to
Yeah,
go for it.
that could be.
But still, I guess you do have some decent chances of just pulling up a giant of life and and getting a get out of jail free card. Oh well, he went for it and it did work out. In the process, we can probably only define as somehow. Um, but yeah, I do get the feeling that Sebi would probably have countered that 7 early just not to fully bait from that point on. Unless he already had like 2K, 2K, 2K. That was very unlikely, I'd say. Okay, Sebi going second.
Yeah, the preferred curve.
Yeah, I guess so. But when you know Magellan is on the mix, it's
You
kind of a bit.
you probably still rather go second though.
Maybe, maybe.
Your turns just before the 10 drop just feel better, I think.
That's fair enough. Are we sure he's not running 8 of these swords? He's very, very reliably playing them.
I mean, he mulliganed
Uh,
for it, I think, and then he had a searcher to find it, so.
yeah, no, that's very fair. I know he's not playing 8.
Yeah, some people find their cards, and unlike you with this stage.
Yeah, like that's the thing that makes me the most happy about Timo. I don't need to find the stage. I just need to remember to play it. Uh,
Oh yeah, that can be difficult though.
yeah, but it's an easier skill for me. I promise.
You can get rule shocked on it. If you forget, then you forget.
Yeah, that is gonna be a very, very sad situation to witness in regionals, I think. Okay. Sebi plays the searcher as well. And are we gonna see Beer Luffy once again? Or is it gonna be a different play? That seems like he's setting 5 down up. I wonder what could be played on 5 down. Okay, no.
I was hoping for the Morgans. We didn't see him yet. Not as counter. Nowhere.
No, he's not. He's not been shown around quite yet. He's
He's
keeping the sauce very locked in the drawer, so he can surprise with it now. 5/5 Magellan. There's no other 5 cost, right? No, the whole deck doesn't have any more.
yeah,
Yeah.
just Magellan. I mean, it's a good turn for it because it can't like you don't want to mass it. Okay,
Oh well, it's not gonna be that. I guess he was baiting us. I request my aggressiveness to be returned. Okay, 5/6/6. That
yeah,
also
but that's not
amounts for 5 down. Not great.
not really where he wants to be. I think that's too easy for Emu to deal with. No extra body, no Magellan, no nothing.
Yeah, no, he gets to swing at both those rested bodies if he wants to. Eh. I mean, I guess he's taken 3 cuts out of hand from Sebi.
Yeah, but you like your next turn's gonna look really bad. At
Yeah,
least the Robin is a 4K. That
mhm,
helps.
he does. Okay, so Imo usually runs like about 11 2Ks, something along
Yeah,
those lines.
10 to 12s.
I wonder if it's just better to go 5/5/7.
Maybe, but then 5-5 is 1K and the 7 runs into the event.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it's probably just good to farm the 2Ks out of hand.
Fair enough. Yeah, those events are horrible to deal with for
Because
the
you
scientist deck.
Jupiter, like if you have Jupiter, you don't really want to counter your Jupiter, so makes it
Okay,
quite
Sebi's on a
awkward.
very, very comfortable spot too. Right, we did play the Nurse, cleaned up the board very, very thoroughly and took 1 life out. And we have 2 done to deal with aggressiveness if we really need be.
Yeah, this one looks not as good for Cruiser. We do have the
I see
Luffy now,
that.
but
Yeah. So that's a 7/8 split if we want to.
yeah, but we can take one and then counter the other,
Or counter both.
or counter both. We do Frankie instead.
Ooh. That is not a good sign, is it? We are freezing our dawn count for a bit and we have not Magellan quite tap. I guess maybe we're just looking for the namesake. But
We still
yeah.
has 9 done next turn, so it's fine, I think.
Yeah, it could be about quite enough. It's slightly frustrating, I suppose. Sebi is on 8. But does have a very good board.
Yeah, Jupiter here is pretty strong.
Yeah, that would.
Could do Jupiter Valkyrie, keep like dons up, like and then swing 7s. Like if your opponent wasn't a 7K leader, that would be really strong. But at least you get to force some cards out of hand.
Yeah.
Although he probably takes it because he has 3 lives there. Okay, he doesn't do it.
Oh. Okay. We just deal with the problem and we'll figure out what to do later.
I mean, it's a very slow approach, but it's like not a bad approach because your opponent showed you that he's playing Magellan in the best of 3. So if you
Mhm.
expect to be Magellan next turn, then this is quite good.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you don't have to deal with the Luffy.
Fallout. Mhm. Okay.
I mean, that's a bit annoying because you want to keep your Nashua.
Yeah, you do need to swing with it and get things going. But now means no more Magellan problems.
Ah, I thought it's time almost for the Morgans. But it wasn't time for Morgans.
It was not time for Morgans. Okay. Fucking ton of events. It's very funny that that card is such an expensive alt, which when it's pretty much the same as the babies that just stay on board for a millisecond and gets immediately trashed.
Is the tank cost that expensive? I didn't check. Could
I
be.
think it's the most expensive one. I think it's
Oh,
like 25, so it's like not crazy anymore.
crazy.
But maybe a bit more. I don't know. It's definitely not the best looking one out of the bunch.
Well, which one do you like the most?
That is a very good question that I actually need to deliberate on a bit. I think the bird might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's
I don't know the names quite yet of the altas.
Mars.
They're very confusing. Okay.
Mars. I think so. Like the colors are nice.
Yeah, it's a good color scheme.
The worm is also nice. Jupiter. They're all pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean they've been drawn by uh, her Gege himself or
I mean,
themselves.
that's usually not a sign of good art. That's usually you should be scared if that's the case.
I mean it's a sign of very interesting concepts that might look a bit more interesting than good.
If
But
you
you know, when you get the color spreads, those are good. It's just the action scenes that are completely impossible to figure out.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them were just like you didn't even know if you were looking at human beings in the final fight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was very, very controversial, I'm gonna say. And one of the reasons why the anime is so enjoyable, right? Because you finally get to figure out what those fight scenes were. But yeah, the worm is cool as well.
The only one that's ugly is the Valkyrie.
Yeah, but I think he didn't have a lot to work with there. It's just the
Fucking
character
pig
design is a bit, yeah.
is a
Kumba
pig.
time. Uh,
Yeah, this spot looks horrible though. 3 life, 10 drop resolve. This is kind of bad.
yeah, this is definitely not where you want to be. And oh, this is pretty much a wall, isn't it?
Yeah, the game's pretty much over at this point. We didn't see Magellan, so we couldn't stop the going second curve.
When are we gonna get a card that just like makes your opponent shuffle their trash into their deck? We might need to do that on every color now.
Please don't.
Please do.
Just the entire trash back in deck.
That would just make this matchup so miserable for Emo.
I mean, they did need to ban Nami in that case. Just
True, true.
imagine Nami's like on 10 cards in deck, and then you're like, bye bye, all your trash is now in deck. Back to like 30.
That is a very big Robin swing.
Yeah, but you just block it and you don't care. And then now the entire board just explodes.
Again. Yeah, this part of the game
Unfortunate.
loop feels not great. As long as we have one more 10 costs, we should be good to go. I guess Cruelsor does have some life, so he's got that going on for him.
I mean, not great is a very nice way of saying it.
Yeah, yeah, politeness defines me lately. Yep.
Yeah,
Robin
me
dies a
too, me
terrible
too,
death.
me too.
Yeah, you especially, yes, yes.
Me too.
um, does chat have any preferences on their alt Gege arts? Cruelsor is basically just digging over here. Yeah, we do have one more.
I was about to say we always do, but then Remember game one,
Yeah.
where Nintendo Asmir played Jupiter and passed.
There is that. These things happen.
Not to me.
Yeah.
My deck trusts me.
Yeah. But it might not trust you on the regional. You wanted to trust you in the regionals and finals. Okay, what did we pick up of this pattern? I think it's the bird first for me, then Jupiter, and then the worm, and then the other two with the bit at the end. There's finally Magellan, but too little too late. And the game ends in favor of our Supreme Overlord Imu in a slightly heartbreaking way for uh, the manga protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. Okay, so how did that matchup feel for you, Rene? Do you think there's hope
I think
for Black
it's.
Purple
I
Luffy?
mean, I think it's probably pretty okay or even good for Black Purple Luffy if you, because like this game was horrible. He didn't see like any like piece, but like game one and game two were like quite close, and then game two he even won. So I think it's
Yeah.
probably pretty like okay, but like Ace matchup could be more of a problem maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, that does make a bit of sense. I feel like you do need to make concessions to both, but the deck building space doesn't really allow you to do that well. I guess the Robin is probably decent into Ace. Seems like a kind of card that both gives you defense over the
Mm,
base 6k swing and reduces hand size a bit. It's a shame that it's not random like Isho. That would have been a
yeah,
lot better.
but also I mean the 7k blocker is okay, but your leader is 7k too, so it's not really as
Yeah.
effective. And then like you lose one card for the effect, and Ace loses two cards. But I feel like Ace has so many cards that almost feels like an equal trade.
Hmm.
But I think Zoro is probably also like a pretty okay matchup, pretty good because you're 7k leader,
Yeah.
you have Failed Judgment, Giant, and stuff. That's probably
Yeah,
also
that
pretty
does
good.
feel a lot better.
So
Yeah.
you probably have a good Emo and Zoro matchup, and then Ace might be a bit more problematic.
Mm, fair enough. Okay. Let's see. Maybe Pulsar will be showcasing his abilities going forward with this deck, and we might see a bit of an incursion in meta. Pure Purple Luffy has a very good matchup into him, alright? So you do share a lot of similarities, and yeah, maybe we just got a bit unfortunate on this third game where the lock happened a bit too early.